To gain exposure in your art world, you oftentimes have to push an idea and expose yourself. This particular bench is one in my local neighborhood, and I wanted to make a standout. I proposed an idea to my community neighborhood and they agreed. Stay tuned to see how I transformed this bench. Alright guys, so I've sanded, I prepped the wood. I'm now going to prime things with the Kilz primer, and I just have my chip brush and I'm stirring here. Along the way, I learned so many things about public art. I learned that you definitely have to have a well thought out proposal. You want to have all your things prepared before getting started. I was super thankful that the local artist that actually worked on a mural alongside of this bench on the opposite side was able to donate some paint. Some other things that I recommend to prepare are sunglasses, sunblock, and at least some type of visor or hat. Especially for sunny days, I started early in the morning and sometimes would end around 1 or 2, and the sun in the morning is the harshest. I did not apply sunblock one of the days, and I sure enough had sunburn. For the most part, things were running smoothly. Weather, of course, caused some issues, but for the primer and preparation, things went really well. I really love this Kilz primer. It covered up a lot of stains, and it's been about a month since I finished this bench. It took me 2 months, but so far so good. So stay tuned, and of course, like and subscribe. Hey guys, so I just picked up the paint from my neighbor who also is a muralist. Super thankful for the free paint. Time to get back to priming. Alright guys, so I just finished priming, and I actually just have the bottom portion to finish, but everything is primed with a second coat, and I think we're good to go. I even painted the bottom portions of here. Yeah, so I just have to paint the bottom portions of those. And let me show you the paint that I got. Okay, so here are the paints that were donated, all broken up into different options. My yellow, my orange, which is the most used color, just a little bit of red, some more orange just in case, green. I have 3 different types. Here's some more green, some more yellow, super exciting, pink, which is a major color also, another type of green, another yellow. I'll probably need white to...
Stephanie Ramos then.
The speaker's talking. More yellow. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through some of these and see what colors I need and what colors I can mix. All right, see y'all later. So some of the paint that was donated were primarily exterior paints. Some of them were Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams, and actually some of them were golden mural paints. Very high quality. The style of paint was super thick, so occasionally I had to add some water. In this clip, I'm currently drawing out the sketch idea. So another mistake that I came across was after priming, I should have put the initial base coat on, And I do that later, but I drew everything out. Then I did the base coat, and then I had to redraw everything else. And it was just not a good idea. So just a quick run through. I did alter the original image just a bit to fill in some gaps. So this is the front portion. Now I'm off to painting the back or drawing on the back. So for those that are interested in doing public art, I definitely recommend doing your base coats, getting in the major color, and then going in with your sketch. That's what I wish I would have done with this particular bench. Alright, so the first layer of drawing is in on both sides. It's probably hard to see. Love the back. The back is probably my favorite. Now I have to do a first layer. Unfortunately, tomorrow's gonna rain, but here is my number order. Orange is the primary color, and then all the other colors. I do have to make a couple more pinks, but that's about it. Alright, so what I'm doing here is just labeling my numbers, and dinner is here. Lunch, I should say. Perfect. Thank you, hon. Alright, I'm gonna take a break and I'll be back. For the most part, some lessons learned were definitely prime everything twice, which I did do. I also wish that I would have coated this bench with the underlay. So my underlay was orange. I wish I would have did the second coat. I was under the impression that it would be a good idea to coat it with one layer, and I ended up having to retrace everything, and by the end I had to take my very slow time in giving the second coat of orange. Okay guys, I'm gonna call it a day. I put my sign here. So far the paint is dry, but just in case if anything is still drying, there's a couple little wet spots inside the little cracks, so don't want people to get paint on themselves. But you can see that I traced over certain things. Probably need a different marker. My marker's not doing too well after painting it. Not sure if it's because it's slightly not dried or what it is, but it's coming along. My favorite part of painting this bench would have to be meeting the people and getting to talk to so many people. Thank you to all the people that stopped by and chatted with me. You guys kept me entertained. There are days that I had to go alone, not too far from my house, but I definitely enjoyed chatting with everyone. All right, we have some color going here. Another favorite part of mine was the meditative process that went into just mindlessly painting. There were days where it was just so relaxing to hear the birds and, the wind and the trees, and it was just so great. This entire process took me about 2 months. So I started in early September, which was like sort of a summery spring feeling. and I've ended in late October, and it was totally fall, very cold, windy, leaves were on the ground. For the most part, I only had the weekends to paint this bench. There were about a couple days, maybe during the week, Mondays or Fridays, where I had the opportunity to paint. But it was another lesson learned. I volunteered my time and I underestimated how long this would take. I would say if you're going to volunteer your time, definitely at least get paid for the materials, which I did. Because I proposed this project and I wanted to, get some more exposure, I chose not to get paid. Another lesson learned, but that's for another time. I think everyone should get paid whether you volunteer your time or not. But overall, there's a lot of things that I learned. And of course, this was my very first public art situation. So I definitely look forward to doing more of these. We have made so much progress. I've been out here since 8:45 and it is now 1:30. I'm gonna call it a day at 2, but I'm really loving it. Love the colors. Have a lot more work to do. Alright, I'm making my final coat on this little flower because the rain is coming any minute now. But looking good. Love the colors. And I also created this purple to be a little bit different than the initial, but looking good so far. See you guys soon. Day 2 done. So I only got the front portion. Put my sign back up. I decided to leave the back portion for like a full day of work. I say this is gonna take a week, but I have a lot of little details to get into. You can see all of the missing things, and I also have to add some details to the leaves and the flowers. And I missed a couple of the green things, but I overall need to paint over a second coat. Hello, Mr. Fly. So we're out here on day 3. It rained the past couple days. Things seem to have dried up. The wood is a little bit moist, but not terribly. No, it's actually just cold. There was a huge car accident on the corner of our street, and I'm so anxious about it. So I'm gonna get into this. Hopefully I can calm down, and I'll see you soon. So just to clarify, this was day 3 of painting in color. So I don't think I counted the priming day and the first orange coat day. That would have been another 2 more days. So this entire process took 2 months. We're making huge progress. Just added the red, and it makes everything pop so much better. Oh my goodness. I originally had a pink in that, lighter pink in that pink flower. It wasn't working, so I changed it to red, and I added this blue tone over here. So much better. I just love this red flower. Oh my god, I love this area right here. Alright, I am actually wrapping up 1 hour early. Well, actually 30 minutes early. But I got so much done. It's so pretty. Just the back needs to get done. Well, a lot needs to get done actually. I have a lot of detail to add to the petals. Going over some of the green leaves, making sure there's no drip marks. Yeah, now it's time for details, and I'll probably finish Friday or in the next 2 days. So it has been 3 days since I last painted. Well, actually 2 days. I painted on Wednesday. Today is Friday. I need to catch the good weather while I can. It's pretty nice. It's a little chilly. I have details to get to on the seated portion. So the front portion and the back, the front part of the back of the seat. That's complicated to say. And I have the entire back of the seat to get done. So I have hope that I should get a lot of things done. Again, I'll only be painting until, actually today I'll be painting until 1:30. And the reason for that is because the sun gets really hot. There is a lot of people that tend to come out around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, especially when school lets out. So that is the goal for today, to get as much as I can done, especially because this weekend is supposed to storm. I'm hoping to also work on Monday, but let's see how much we can get done. By the way, it's 8:40 and I have a lot of time. Alrighty, see you soon. She's looking good so far. From a distance, that red looks amazing. I was nervous about it at first, but oh my god. Alright, so I'm gonna work on this area first, and I need to use my phone in order to reference the photo, but hello, can you see my hand? But yeah, let me dive into this area. So the green leaves are gonna have red vines. I think the blue one is gonna have a lighter green vine. I'm gonna add some petals to the teal, and I'm gonna touch up some of the yellow. Alright, here's an update. I have added a lot of detail. Just have to touch up some of the green leaves. And I have to add little vines to that teal leaf. And I'm trying to figure out a solution for that blue flower in the middle. It seems a little out of place compared to the drawing, but here's an update. In most of my projects, I experience what I call the U phase. And usually at the top of the U, I'm super excited. Then somewhere in the middle, I dip down and I'm kind of over it. So then I push through to get to the end of the U and I'm excited all over again. So I think at this point, I was at the U, the bottom of the U, because of this orange. It took a long time to get it to coat. This paint was very thin and transparent, but I managed to get through it. We're back at the bench. It's been weeks, I think possibly 2 to 3 weeks. Everything looks good. There's just a couple cleaning things that I have to do so that I can do the sealant. This back portion needs just a bit of touching up. And of course finalizing the orange. And I'm hoping to get the sealant down on these two areas. And then there's the whole back portion, which I'm kind of debating on doing at this point due to time and weather. It's very cold. It's 57. Well, it's not very cold, but it's fall. It's officially fall. So in total, in amount of days that I've painted and worked on this bench was about 6 to 7. So in actuality, I could have finished this bench in 2 full weeks. But again, because I was painting on the weekends, things slowed down, and then the weather and a bunch of things that came up, I had to take my time. So 1 week, it would be like 1 day for 4 or 5 hours. Then again, the following week for another day or two for, 2 to 3 hours. So it was a very slow process in that way. If I was a full-time artist, this would have definitely been done in about 2 weeks. Again, I volunteered my time and I got paid for the supplies. So taking that into consideration, if you are a full-time or a part-time artist, things will definitely change. I am almost done. My lovely assistant is helping me finish up the orange. The front side is officially done after she's done with the orange touch-ups, and we have the back portion that needs the details. We need to add a second coat of orange, of course, and finish up the green, darker green leaves. But we're almost done. I'm gonna estimate 1.5 more days for this. Alright guys, so we're here with the last day. Of course I forget my audio, but it's fine. I'm hoping to finish this back. We have to touch up the orange, finish the detail in the leaves, and the smaller and larger leaves. So these ones need vines, the green ones need a second coat, and then we'll be done. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, we're at the home stretch. I just have to touch up the yellow in the leaf vines. So just a little bit. You see how this one's like much darker than the other ones. Just have to touch that up, and now we can dive into the orange and then do the varnish. So this was the last day of painting. It was a bittersweet moment for sure. I enjoyed every single bit of it. Of course, I hated the part where it rained and things were slowed down. But other than that, I really love public art. I am so happy to finally be able to create my own piece in my own community, which was super important for me. I'm very big on community engagement and community involvement, and I think art is such an important part of that factor, bringing people together in so many ways. And you can see the people in the background. That's our community walking group. I just love everything about my neighborhood, about my friends in my neighborhood, about the park and everything. Alright guys, it's time for the primer. I wanted to do a quick test to see, just in case. So here's the primer. The Varathane Spar 03 Spar. I'm not sure how to say this. I'm also like blinded by the sun right now. So let's see if it looks good. I like that. going to take some time to appear unwhite, but this should be good. Yeah, I like that. Alright, let's get this varnished and be done. Oh my god, I'm gonna be done soon. It's been forever. Alright, let's finish this up. So I want to give a huge shout out to a YouTuber that I recently just found, Fiona C. She created a bench project over the summer, and she is where I got a lot of my knowledge from, a lot of my information about varnish and priming and all those things. She was super helpful. I mean, her channel is amazing. Definitely check her out. I love everything about her art style. We're very similar in personality types. I look up to her so much. She's so fun, and her dog is amazing. So definitely check out her channel and her video. Another huge thanks that I wanted to give was to my wife. I would have not been able to complete this in 2 months without her. Honestly, she assisted me in feeding me, in painting the bench, in helping me bring supplies. She supported me by keeping me company. She kept me safe. I mean, she is the cinematographer. She did so many things for me while doing this project. I'm always so thankful for her in so many ways. Yay, we are done. The varnish is on. It's dry, but it needs about 2 hours to cure. It's of course very windy right now, so I'm hoping that you can hear me. But let's take some final shots. I am so happy and so thankful for this art piece. I really do hope you enjoy it. I hope that you get out there and create something important for your community, something that brings happiness and joy. That was one thing that I kept hearing from all of the community members, is how happy this makes them and how they finally get to notice the bench. This bench is such a great positioning for the park, and no one was sitting on it, and now we see so many people sitting and enjoying this bench. It's so exciting that I was able to, provide this for my community members. So if you like this video and enjoy the process, definitely like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.